3163. 85485. Is that right? Going too fast. So we're down to 584.58. And then F. What's our final payment amount? We're still getting a 2% discount, folks, so it's not after December 10th yet, so we're going to pay 2% of that number. Please note that this is a full payment. So multiply by the complement. 584.58 times 0.98. 572.89 is our final payment amount. Because when you're paying in full, you're just getting a 2% discount on the full payment. So it's not like you have to do anything fancy. The idea, again, being that $572.89 payment is worth $584.58 on the bill. All right, that's chapter 7 in a nutshell, folks. Again, lots of potential questions to ask. Be able to do them all. Could ask them all of you. I could just ask a few. All right. If the shipping is included, you need to take it out. If the shipping is not included, just wait to the very end to add it back. Yes. All right. Chapter 7, fun stuff. Again, please remember the other types of terms you can get, standard terms and ROG terms. Be able to work with both of those as well. Remember, this is the first question on the test. All right? Fill in all of the empty boxes. How do we convert from percentage into decimal? Two to the left, right? Remember, to remove a percentage, you divide by 100. Please be careful with that. 0.4. How do I write 0.4 as a fraction? 4/10, but you guys will remember that all fractions must be reduced all the time. That will be the first sentence of the test. Please tell me that it's 2/5. So what happens if we have 1/5? Get out your calculators and punch this in. This is 1 divided by 5. What does your calculator spit at you? 0.2. And please convert it to a percent correctly. Please don't tell me it's 2%. That would make me very sad. Decimal? How do we go from decimal to percent? 2 to the right, one goes left, one goes right. Please make sure you keep it straight. Be careful with it, right? You move it 2 to the right, it's still out in front of the 5, so it's really 0.5%. If you want to, you can write that as a 0.5%, that's cool. But it's just 1/2 of 1%. How do you write that as a fraction? Read the number the way it's meant to be read, right? Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. This is 5 thousandths. So write it as 5 1,000ths. Again, you have your calculator. Figure out how to use that fraction button on your calculator if you want it to simplify for you. Otherwise, divide the top and the bottom by 5 and you're all good to go. Six and a quarter percent. 6.25, right? Why no? That's the percent. Yes, you are correct that this is 6.25%. Please do not tell me that 6.25% is the same as 6.25. That would make me very sad. How did you go from 40% to 0.4? What did you do? You moved the decimal. So what are you going to do here? Move the decimal. 0.0625. 25% of you are going to write in here 6.25. Of course, the number will be different. It will be like 5.2% or something like that. Don't be one of that 25%. This is the third time I have now warned you about that. You will not make that a mistake on Wednesday. How are you going to write that decimal as a fraction? 625. Again, tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10 thousandths. That's 625 10,000ths. Simplify. What is your calculator telling you?
116.
What?
116.
116 over 2,000?
No, 1 over.
Oh. 116.
Yeah.
All right, one more, 5/9. Again, do it the same way you do 1/5. 5 divided by 9. All right, so your calculator spits out at you. Don't write this number down. That would make me sad. Okay? This is a rounded number. You know it's a rounded number. What is the real number? 0.5 repeating. Tell me that you know what that means. That you put the 0.5 with a bar over the 5, saying the 5 is going to repeat forever. How do you convert this decimal into a percent? Move it 2 to the right. Please don't forget that the bar over the 5 means the 5 is repeating over and over and over again. So don't tell me it's 50%. Two of you are going to do that anyways. It's going to make me sad. Don't be one of those two, right? This is 0.5, right? So this is 55.5 with a bar over it percent. That's a perfectly good answer. If you are clever and you see, hey, wait a second, 0.5 repeating. What is 0.5 repeating? It is 5/9. Give me that answer, and I will throw you a bonus point bone. All right? All right, so. Let's see. I have $240. This is 50% more than Jose. How much does Jose have? You guys know better now than to go with your gut. Or you go with your gut and then you check it, right? Your gut's screaming at you, 120. I know how to divide 240 by 2, it's 120. What's 50% more than 120? What's half of 120? 60. What's 60 plus 120? Sure as hell ain't 240. Alright? You write down 120 in this problem, you're getting 3 points. Okay? Stop yourself from jumping to a conclusion. Okay? This is a percentage increase problem, right? You are actually going to write that down because you saw 50% more. You are going to go to your note card and you're going to see percentage increase. Wait, I know how that works. Start plus percent start equals end. Again, this is now already, if you write this down, you've gotten yourself 4 points, which is more than what you would get if you just wrote down $120. And you haven't given me an answer yet, because this is better than saying $120. Okay? It is.
At least you're not wrong.
Exactly. You are 4 steps towards right. So you are 40% of the way home, you're getting 4 points. Okay? So, the next trick is, what is the $240? Is that where I'm starting or is that where I'm ending? It's where you're ending. You're perfectly willing, it's okay if you screw this problem up and say that's where I started was $240. What are you going to figure out when you start calculating stuff using this formula? You're going to say, well, what's half of 240? It's 120. 240 plus 120 is 360.
You're supposed to have more than Jose.
Yeah. And I'm supposed to have more than Jose, and I'm saying he has more money than me. Obviously, I've screwed it up. Go back, change it, right? The end is $240. And now you can start plugging things in. You can say start plus 0.5 start is equal to 240. Remember that there's a 1 sitting out in front of this start. If you have 1 start and you add a half of a start, how many starts do you have? 1.5 starts, right? 1.5 start equals 240. How am I going to figure out where I started? Divide. $160, and then you're going to stop and think and say, well, what's half of $160? $80. What's 80 plus $160? 240. And then you will get 10 points instead of 3. Much better. Alright, so again, this is why I want you to start reading these sorts of problems, right? And underline the 50% more, because you know what that means. That's percentage increase. That's why I'm giving you a note card, so that you can say, oh yeah, percentage increase. Here's the formula, okay? And again, if you subtract when you're doing a percentage increase, that's just going to make me even more insane. So please don't do that. I want to. Convulsions happen. It's difficult.
What's the percent for the percent, or the formula for percentage decrease? Because apparently I don't have any of this right now.
It's
So minus.
So just be careful, okay? Again, we've been wanting to jump to answers quickly our whole lives. We know better than to do that. Don't fall into that trap. Let's see. My shoes cost me $19.99 back in 1982. I wear the same shoes I wore back in 1982, folks. Well, not the same,
31-year-old shoes. or-
not the same pair, but the same style. I've been wearing the same style of shoe forever. And these came in about the early 1980s. I started wearing them, was like, hey, these are comfortable. More comfortable than tennis shoes for me. So this is what I wear, okay? Period. My wife has accepted that.
My uncle does the same thing, except for Velcro.
I'm not that bad. Okay.
You'll get there someday.
Now my shoes cost $72.99. Welcome to lack of supply, because these shoes are not in style. To find them, it's kind of tough. They're getting better, but
Well, they say, what, every 30 years things come back around?
yeah, they're coming back. What is the percent increase in price from 1982 to today? Okay, I am going to do this the long way for you once. You don't have to necessarily do it the long way if you've remembered how to internalize the percentage increase stuff that I've been telling you, but just to be safe, you would look at this and say, hey, what am I looking for? And of course, what would I say? I would also say round 200th of percent. None of this 10th of a percent crap. 100th of a percent. Technically, this is a percent increase. What formula are you going to write down right after that? Start plus percent start equals end. What did I give you? I gave you the start and the end. Which one's the start? Why is that the start?
It was first.
Don't tell me it's because it's first, because if that's first, I'm going to swim.
Like it was the first.
The end is $72.99 because, of course, this is a percentage increase problem, and you'd better start with a smaller price and wind up at a higher price. If you screw it up, then it's a problem. Just be careful. All right, so technically, we can then plug these numbers in here. Plus percent times 1999 equals 72.99. What do I do first? Exactly, subtract the 1999 first, and remember, whenever you're calculating a percentage increase or decrease rate, you will always take the difference of the two numbers. Hence, I'm taking the difference of the two numbers. What is that, 63 bucks? 53? The other 53? And this equals the percent times 1999. How do I get percent by itself? Divide by the 1999, and here's the basic formula for percentage increase or percentage decrease, right? Take the difference of your two numbers, divide by where you started. You always divide by where you started, right? So my percent is going to be the difference of the two numbers, 53 bucks, divided by where I started, 1999. And again, be careful with this number, 2.6513256663. This is a decimal. Convert it into a percent. And yes, this is 265.13%. And again, make sure you remember, you guys know what it means, right? If a number is more than 100%, that means the price had to more than double. Did the price more than double?
Yes.
Yes.
And how? Welcome to my life of shoe hell. All right. Test on Wednesday. Be ready for it.